Thank you very much, Yolanda. I would like to give also an introduction of this session of the Monday practice with a concept of more aware yoga, offering this course also as a awareness of when you do things. You could be, so could you say your view about yoga, and then we can go to do the example with the practitioners.
Okay.
Many thanks. Welcome, everyone.
Hi, Maite. I'm so glad to be here on Mondays. And indeed, yoga, the meaning of yoga, it's very well known. That is, people says, is union. Yoga is union. But I was just saying that yoga is much more than union, is unity. Because union really means that there are two things to be together. And the point is that it's not two things, the physical body or the energy body together. No, it's that we are just the one thing, just is the unity. And I was given the example of the iceberg. Iceberg is water, is frozen water. But frozen water is within the ocean, within the water of the ocean. So they look like two different things. Like there is an iceberg there, or there is a North Pole over there, or a South Pole down there, and ocean over there. No, it is just that the iceberg, the North Pole, is frozen water. And this frozen water is within water. So it is exactly the same what happened with us, because water being one of the elements within the ocean, then it individualizes, it concentrates the energy of the water into a shape that we call iceberg. But with climate change, this iceberg is melting. So it's becoming water, fluid water again. So there are two different things. They look different, but they are not. They look that they are united, but they are not united. They are exactly the same thing. And this is exactly what happened with us, with our energy. And we talk about this, the ocean. We would say that the ocean is the etheric field. That's the ocean. And within this ocean, then there are concentration of the energy, and with the characteristics of the elements, earth, fire, air, water, of course. We are more than 70% water. So all these elements which form all of these elements are ether. That's why ether, we call it as the fifth element, is an element that includes the rest, not separate, but they show and manifest in a different way, with a different characteristics, but they are exactly the same. So ether is this ocean, etheric ocean, in which we are individualized as an individual, as an ice cube, not even an iceberg, as an ice cube. We are swimming within this etheric ocean, but being really part of the ocean. And when we realize within ourselves that we really are part of the ocean, that we are not separated from this ocean, that we are not joined with the ocean, no, that we are ocean, then we have the potentiality of the ocean. And this is the wonder of this approach that we share with you in Hands for Healing. This is the way, because hands are not separated from the heart, and the heart is not separated from my mind and from my soul. And if all this in one unity, then it is absolutely powerful. And this is also in when we talk in a everyday life, or in our everyday practice in, let's say, craniosacral therapy. It is indeed, what is craniosacral? We have one hand under the brainstem and the other in the sacrum. So when at the end, we can finish then with the approach of Hand for Healing, we can end in under the brain stem. And being in the brain stem with this conception that this is energy that is concentrated. So we go to a middle touch, even a subtle touch, where the energy is less concentrated, is more subtle, and as such is higher information. And with that, I can go from the brainstem to the temporal lobes, continuing as a continuum to them, and to the frontal. Moreover, we can do this mudra, which is amazing. And with the awareness that what we are doing is accompanying a flow, is how the energy flow, how it flows from north to south. Because indeed, in this etheric ocean, and that concentrates in icebergs, they are rules, how they behave. They are rules, and it happens with us, the way they flow and the temperature they need in order to maintain this size. It happens exactly the same with us. And we can, in our practice, we can actually, with this intention of connecting with conception of unity, not even connection, because the connection means that we are separated. No, with this unity approach that we are accompanying, following the rules of unity, because it has its rules, of course. And these things we learn in Hands for Healing. So you are very much welcome to participate of this wonderful journey, how to navigate in the ocean of the water that we are.
And also keeping the hands on the...
In our wheel, indeed. It's very important so that the iceberg is not navigating like in a lost mood. No, with our hands in the wheel, on the wheel, then we learn to how navigate within these waters.
Great. Many thanks. We close it here. Thank you. Welcome, everyone. Well, lots of laws, rules, and yeah, keep going, please.
And these rules, these laws are the laws of consciousness. There is another word that we use to refer to the characteristics of this of this energy, and the characteristic are the same as the holon, the holon. Holon means totality. Holon means unity. So when you have a holon, and I could give an example of a magnet. If you have a magnet, a big magnet, and you break it into small pieces, you have small magnets. They keep the entity. So this is the main characteristics of the rule is entity. It doesn't matter the size, but the entity is the same. They have entity. They are magnets, little one, small, very little one, but magnets with all the properties. So this is one entity. The second one is that they are evolving. They are not static. They flow, which is the property of the water itself. The entity is the property of earth, of the element earth. The flow is the fluidity. The flow is the property of the water. And they also have the property of changing to a higher level, which is the property of the fire. It changes to a higher stage, let's call it. So that's the property of fire. The fire, what does the fire do? It burns what is not essential. So we left what is not essential to leave what is essential. And the fourth law, or the fourth characteristic, is that one of the air. And what do the holons do? They communicate. So that's the property of air. But most important of all is ether, this is a mudra of ether. Ether, why? Because ether includes all of them. Ether is the unity. Ether is unity. It's not the sum of entity, movement, fluidity, change, communication. No, it embraces all of them as an unity. This is what ether is. And from ether is where it becomes etheric field. Good.
And that's where the word holistic comes from, no? The holon.
Absolutely, absolutely. And we talk about it, but we don't believe it that we are a holon, because we refer to ourselves as someone that has one knee, another knee, one shoulder, another shoulder. And if I have a pain in one knee, I become immediately in the knee. Everything that I am is a knee because I have a pain in my knee. So I want you to treat my knee. And this is not the approach of answer healing. We don't treat knees. We connect with the person, with this wholeness, with this wholeness, with this entity that shows a disruption in one part that is called knee. But the person is not a knee. The person is not a tumor. The person has a tumor, but it's not a tumor. And it has a tumor because the flow of the energy was not completely harmonic, had interference, had turbulences, has all kind of turbulence. And that shows in the form of a tumor. So indeed, we have to treat the tumor, of course. In this case, medicine is A+.
So
and
integration comes along.
and Hands for Healing does not substitute anything. It just helps you to accompany you, and you do what is needed first, because first goes first, not after. And if you have to take care of with the wonderful tools that the Occidental medicine provides you, with this incredible advance of technology, with these amazing tools of diagnosis, then you use them. They are there for that. But then it's not enough. Then we have to go and what is behind that? What energy was blocked in the form, in the shape of a tumor? And this is something that takes more time, and is something that we accompany, and we accompany, first of all, with the main tool, which is the heart, which is an energy that is a healing energy by itself.
Healing love. And I could be a very, very good, give a good testimony of the importance of being with someone in the process, no? So very, very grateful that you've been all with me during my turbulence. Very beautiful journey together.
The important thing about the turbulence, let's keep talking with the same example of ocean. It's that it's a tsunami. And what is a tsunami? It's a huge wave, but it's nothing more, nothing less. But it's a huge wave. And as a huge wave, it passes. It really passes. And what is the lesson that we have to learn of the experience of surviving a tsunami is that I can have my hands on the wheel and navigate through the tsunami. Of course, I'm going to swallow water. Of course, because it's huge. I'm not taking any importance to that. I'm just saying that, first of all, is a wave, big one, but it's a wave. So it passes. And third law of three, we are here to learn how to navigate through tsunamis that passes, of course. But then after tsunamis, there are calm waters, wonderful. And we would like to remain in there. No, that is very boring. And that is not what the ocean is all about. Because if you stay there, then it's not flowing. So you keep navigating all the time, navigating through life.